My name is Jonan Karwanaho. I'm the Managing Director at Jonaki Holdings Limited. And at Jonaki Holdings Limited, we lend money, we offer credit. So you shouldn't suffer and suffer in your own corner. And you can always check us out at www.jonakiholdings.com. So I'm yet here again to share with you of what the Lord has put on my heart. And more so, the experience that I have in this lending. I get to share my experience with you because some of the experiences are very costly. So I'd love that you don't repeat the same costly mistakes. Some of these mistakes have costed us hugely, immensely, and you shouldn't go through the same problem. That's why I belabor to share with you. So our today's topic is what collateral should you consider based on the level you're at in lending. What collateral? Because ultimately, your money can be secured, one, by the client's cash flow ability, the cash flows that they have, and the ability to pay back, but also two, the collateral that they have. So based on the amount of monies that you have, I understand that you could be having a number of loan products. The different loan products should actually have different collaterals, different categories of collaterals. Because if I want probably 1 million Uganda shillings, you shouldn't need the land title that is worth 500 million. It doesn't make sense because some of the costs even actually that you require to put a mortgage in such a title, stamp duty alone, is way beyond the loan that will have applied for. So you need to apply some bit of wisdom to understand, or probably learn from this video to understand that, look, I may have to tense down the collaterals that I need for a particular amount of money. So I want to break it down and probably you can learn one or two things. The first thing that you have to look at as a collateral could be land title, because people have commercial buildings, people have houses, but you see, every type of real estate that you use as collateral, that a client brings to you to use as collateral, has different nitty-gritties. As a matter of fact, if it is a home, it's a different play field altogether. To the extent that when you're assessing whether to give a client money, you actually should make sure that the wife signs on the mortgage documents. You should make sure that actually the guy goes to swear an affidavit with your RSP or even in court to actually confirm. Did you know that in your RSP there is a provision, Uganda Registration Services Bureau, there's a provision that affirms that, you know what, I have one wife and my wife is so and so. Because some of the religions, they are obliged or they are required or they have a liberty of having more than one wife. So you may give your property and you actually put a mortgage and it's all well, but someone else comes up and is a third or fourth wife. So what happens? They have interest and the court has to listen and see how you get in the mix. So it is important that based on the collateral you're looking at, especially in real estate, that you do your numbers very well, that you do your homework very well, that you verify very, very well. So real estate is very volatile, but you also have to be very volatile and really very knowledgeable in this area. So one of the collaterals could be commercial building, could be a home, could be a property, could be land or a building. But all that you have to assess it very well. And this helps with you when you're lending huge amounts of money. Because you can barely have a car that can actually secure 1 billion shillings. Because we give 50% of the first sale value. You can imagine which type of car it could be to give you a first sale value of probably 1 billion shillings. The second collateral they may have to look at, based on the amount of money that you lend, and also based on the turnaround time that you consider. Turnaround time is the time that you take to serve your client. You need to know it if you didn't know it. So you need to sit down and know, how long do I take to serve my clients, given the collateral that they bring, or given the loan products that I consider. So the turnaround time, if it is so short, you may have to look at the car log books, because they also help with moderate amounts of money, so 20 million, 15 million, 30 million. So you need to look at the car log books. And what you have to ensure, you have to make sure that before you disperse money, like I shared in my previous video, you may have to look it up. Before you disperse money, first make sure that the caveat is on the car log book. I've seen clients who actually come for collateral and the guy is on standby in your A to do the transfer. As soon as you blink and you release money before you put a caveat, someone is on standby waiting at your A to actually put a caveat. Probably got the money from someone else and you're also lending this very guy. So I'm telling you these things, we are learning them from experience. If it has not happened to you and you actually watch this video and don't learn it and even implement it, I don't know. You'll have wasted your time and my time as well and your data. So the guy is on standby at your A. As soon as you don't put the caveat first and you release money, someone else could be on standby. As soon as you release money, you go to put a caveat, backtracking, you're out of business or you've lost that deal. So there are many, many fraudsters around town that as you look for money, they're also looking for money in a different way. So make sure if you're doing car logbooks, first of all, the car is tracked, because for us, like, we don't park cars. Put a tracker, but also realize that some of the trackers, some of the clients, not all the clients of course, there are some genuine good clients, but also some bad clients. Some of them even remove the trackers. So you actually have to have a backup tracker. The company that you're dealing with. As a matter of fact, it is important that you get a company that is legit to do your tracking services, because your key role, your master game is lending money. You cannot digress yourself to several other things because you may get obstructed. So concentrate on your core business and, give business to other guys, because that's how we exist. Business to business. You cannot make stationery, then you do the printing, then you do the caveat, you have a tracking company. Come on. Because some of the money that you actually spend on some of those services cannot give good returns for such a business if you started it. So give business to some people as well. So the tracking company has to be legit and it has to do double tracking. In case the client removes one tracker, what happens? Are you out of business? Are you going to lose that business, that deal? No. You should actually have a backup. And it should have geofencing, that if the car is used as a collateral and it's moving towards Sudan border, the tracker should tell you, alert you, someone is driving at a particular speed towards the border. And then you can actually know that, I think this guy is exiting the country. I've seen scenarios. A client exits with a car and he goes to sell its spare parts or even sell it off in Congo. You lent money against this car, it has a tracker, yes, it has a caveat, then what? Does that mean the car is in your hands? No. So you actually have to put a staff who will be monitoring the cars online to make sure. And for those who park, how many cars are you going to park? If you lend to probably 800 clients, are you going to have a parking lot for 800 cars? It is a trick. So you actually do not have a parking lot for those cars. In the event that those cars get problems, what happens? What happens? What if they steal indicators or some of the things, of the parts in the cars? What happens? Are you ready to compensate them? So I'd rather you actually install a tracker, put a caveat, and release the collateral to the client to keep with it and comprehensively insure it. So if you're using a car logbook, there are key things that you have to tick. Of course, they cannot exist in some of these videos because we have limited time. The other thing that you have to look at, you need to get innovative. You need to get wise, because every day business revolves. Things change. Games in business change. Some of the collateral could even be inventory. Someone has a retail shop, someone has a wholesale shop, and he has stock, and they actually genuinely need money. I've seen lenders that actually go and pay where the person is going to buy things from. At a wholesale level, he comes and restocks. But the things are, he actually pays the supplier. And after this person sells the fast moving consumer goods, then you actually get to pay. So you have to understand the detail of the client that you're serving. You have to understand them, study them, just like you study a course, because these are the guys that you're serving. These are the guys that keep you in business. So you need to study them. So some of the collateral could be inventory in the business. Some of the collateral could be machinery. If I have an equipment in a production line, I can give you the machinery. Some of them could be marketable securities, could be bonds and bills. These are recognized. For example, you can cash your bill. You can cash your bond. Because these are government bonds, even if government changes, the first obligation it has to pay its debt. You've lent money to the government. So a bond can act as collateral. So as I said, we cannot exhaust some of the things in this probably a few minutes talk. So you can get to the details, reach us out, then I can get to walk with you the journey and we explore all these different things, because they inform the innovativeness of the business and the key dynamics that will help you thrive and grow as a business person, to grow as a lender. So you need to explore these different options. And the earlier you take a step, the better for you, because it will ensure your growth. And who knows, you go global. Thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. Leave a comment, subscribe, but always check us out at www.jonakiholdings.com. I love you and have a blessed day. See you in the next video. Bye-bye for now. Thank you.